Welcome to Vintage Weights PGH. Another Saturday morning pickup right here in my local area. And this is episode 1 of something I've wanted to start called How to Collect Vintage Weights. And this pickup is a great one for analyzing what I look for when I'm on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or OfferUp or any of those places. I noticed this York dumbbell, and then pictures were added later of the plates, and the plates were also a mix of vintage plates, and I decided to buy because I did the math. And that's step 1. Whenever you recognize some vintage weights, look at the total pounds versus the price and do the math. This came out to 255 pounds of weight plates. It came out to 85 pounds of dumbbells. Added together, that's 340 pounds, plus the 7-foot Olympic bar and the curl bar. So regardless of vintage weights or modern weights, just total poundage, I was going to get this haul for less than $1 a pound. So that meant I was going to pull the trigger and send the email and try to get it. I locked in the pickup time, and I went and got it this morning, and this is what I came home with. One York 45, milled on the back, nice milling. Pre-USA, no USA marking, mixed and mismatched with an Olympic standard made in USA plate. York 10s, 5s, and 2.5s. None of them are milled, but they're all in pretty good condition, just some surface rust. What looked in the picture like York 25s, but upon closer examination, are Hoffman Industries. They have the 25 here with the pound instead of down here. They have made in USA, and they are not milled on the back. Still vintage, nice quality plates. A fairly modern looking curl bar, some cap 10s and 5s, and a mysterious bar that I'm not quite sure about yet, and I'll have to research. It's got a roll pin and a cap on the end. It's got some ridges here on the sleeve. It is not a split sleeve. It is a power bar with center knurling, and I haven't measured the diameter yet, but it looks pretty darn thick. As far as the dumbbells, 2 generic Hex 25s and 1 York pre-USA round head that's been painted. The reason this is a great pickup is that I'll be adding all of the change plates, York change plates, to my collection. I may or may not add this particular 45 to my collection. I'll have to look at what I have and see if it's better condition than the rest. I may or may not add this barbell to my collection. Same thing with the 35, depending on how they clean up and depending on what the barbell is. I'll definitely get rid of the curl bar, and I'll definitely get rid of the 25s. I have 25 round heads. So just looking at it, I know that I'm going to make back a sizable amount of my money just on the cap plates, the hex iron dumbbells, the curl bar, the Olympic 45 that I'll be selling. If I decide to sell the York 45 single, or if I decide to sell the barbell or the 35 round head, I'll make back even more of my money. So that's what I'm looking for in a pickup. I'm trying to get a great price for vintage weights, and then if any of the Overflow earns me back a little of the purchase price, that's just a bonus. And that's what I would advise. Always treat Overflow as a bonus. Never depend on it. Because if you depend on it and it doesn't sell, you're stuck. Another random piece of advice for the pickup would be lay down a blanket. Rusty weights will mark up your car, and your wife will not be happy about that. This is episode 1 of How to Collect Vintage Weights. I hope you learned something, and maybe in the future I'll have more episodes. Please like and follow, and of course on YouTube, subscribe. Vintage Weights PGH.